Do we have any pictures of any entries?
Well, we saw last contest winner, but I don't think we
well, they were supposed to declare a winner at the end of this protest.
Travis says when you stand up for free speech, everybody's a winner. That's true.
There you go.
We're all winners. Hey, wait a minute. Is this Common Core?
Yeah, I mean, here's how tolerant Andrew Cuomo is, a brother of Chris Cuomo. Who are they? Are they these extreme conservatives who are right to life, pro assault weapon, anti-gay? Is that who they are? Because if that's who they are, and if they are the extreme conservatives, they have no place in the state of New York, because that's not who New Yorkers are.
How's that for tolerance?
Yeah, that's very tolerant.
That sounds kind of hateful and provocative, don't you?
You
right
don't
to life.
Like exactly.
I love how they're saying like right to life. How does saying like
because he wants to kill you.
Being for life. When did that?
When you're old and not working and providing a tax base, then he wants you to have the right to die.
Well, he'll want
and he
his
wants
right
the
to
right
life
to
when he
kill
gets
half
old.
the black babies in New York. That's what he wants.
Right. Well, more killed than have been born there.
But I'm racist for pointing that out. I'm sorry.
Racist and sort of extremist.
Yeah, people are really digging this Twitter. We should probably do this once a week.
I've been saying I also want to have a contest where I gotta run this by the boss, man. But I want to have a contest for our Prison Planet subscribers. I think we should do like a monthly giveaway or something, one of our big products. I don't know. We do appreciate you guys. You really do help us fund this operation and send bigs out to do all of this extremist activity.
Right on. So what do you think about all these people coming out here doing this? What do you think about it?
I love it.
You love it? All right, cool. Good. And don't you think that the Constitution says that you have the right to say whatever you want? And if it offends you, then oh well, just get over it.
Right.
That doesn't mean that you're able to go out and go shoot people up or threaten to cut someone's head off because you don't like what they said or drew.
Right. Correct.
All over broadcasts in different states because it lets people know that.
All right.
Yeah, man. I just got one question. Is Alex like really like how he is, like, personal?
This guy wants to know if Alex is how he is on the show, off the air. You guys want to tell him real quick?
Alex is sometimes more intense off the air.
Yeah, he holds back a little bit because it's a family show and he doesn't want to get too angry about stuff sometimes. But yeah you've seen him have to. He breaks the mic sometimes off air and he gets really upset with this. This is real.
And he has everyday problems. He loses his cell phone. I've seen him actually quit smoking and be successful doing that. He's got everyday problems just like everybody else out there. Sometimes he forgets to put gas in his car. And he's got so much going on. So yeah, I mean Alex is I hear people say he's putting on an act. He's definitely not putting on an act.
Definitely not.
If he is, then his entire life is an act, which I don't believe. I mean, Alex is like that. Even when I remember we took a day off one time, half a day actually, and we went to Barton Springs, and we were shooting B-roll for a piece on Barton Springs, but that was considered a day off. And we went and got snow cones, and we're sitting there eating them, and they kind of tasted chemically and funny. And he's looking at me. I'm like, yes, kind of tastes weird. He goes, let's investigate. He pulls out his phone. We go over there. We ask the guy for the syrup jar. We're looking at it, and we're like, yep, has aspartame in it. Has this red dye. And then we start preaching to the people who are getting snow cones. You know, it's got aspartame in it. You know what aspartame does? You know how it's made? It's bacteria poop. I mean, If this was all he wouldn't be doing that. He would be having a good time at Barton Springs, but instead he's investigating the snow cone man and what he's putting in the snow cones. What were you showing me? Were you showing me something?
Yes, I wanted you to respond to this tweet. They said if they did not wear shirts saying F Islam, then the pitch for free speech would be more convincing. That's the whole point of free speech is you can do that if you want. If it offends people, that's what David Knight. You brought
people
this
wear
up.
shirts that say F the police.
Westboro Baptist Church, awful people. They make me cry. I just watched a video today where they were out protesting a Marine's funeral, and there is a a troop of veterans that come out and they station themselves in between the Westboro Baptist Church and the funeral attendees, and they block them off. And, you know, that's one way to block that hate speech. But, you know, that brought tears to my eyes because I just don't understand how people can be that hateful. But you know what? I don't want to murder them.
Misguided and hateful. And as one person just tweeted here, you know, point out that you can go to jail for denying the Holocaust in Europe, some European countries. You really can. I mean, not just for saying it, but if you write a publication saying that, you know, that it didn't happen, they can consider that. In some instances, they have considered that to be hate speech. So I think that's deplorable. I think you ought to be able to say whatever you wish. I mean, I personally believe that there was a Holocaust. I think there's a lot of evidence for it. Nevertheless, people who feel otherwise need to be able to say that. We need to have a clash of ideas. When you gag people's speech, then they start to wonder, well, what's really up with that? And rightfully so. That's what we see happening all the time in America, that the government will not be open and honest with us. When they finally do talk, they usually give us conflicting lies. They'll tell us one lie one day, another lie another day. That's why people start doing investigations. Then they call us conspiracy theorists.
Well, I think we could sum up tonight with Maximilius's tweet. Popular speech doesn't need to be protected. That's it right there.
Right. That's
Right.
it.
The only type of is speech that could be inflammatory to people. That's what needs to be protected. Whether we like it or not, whether we agree with it or not, is beside the point. It still needs to be protected, or this country's gone. And when our country goes, and there's people working on getting rid of our country right now. When our country goes, the whole world's going to descend into a hell pit.
Yeah.
And all the little communists running around here that are living in this Western world that love it so much, that love the designer sunglasses they wear and the designer clothes that they're wearing, they're going to be in for a rude awakening.
Yeah. Well, that's their answer to police violence in America against minorities is communism.
Yeah. And even Mao said, I'm going to do a report on this next week. Mao even said, communism doesn't work once the revolution succeeds. It doesn't work. He even admits it. All these people run around worshiping Mao, and they don't even, he didn't even believe the system he was pushing and wrote about in his little red book that they carry around.
His little red book. He just needed the useful idiots.
Yeah.
Well, he could see that it didn't work. He saw people starving by the millions,
Right.
tens of millions, when he did his Cultural Revolution.
You know what works? Local farms, local power, deconsolidation, decentralization. That's what works.
Yeah, he had this idealistic idea that everybody ought to go back to the land and that all be better off for it. Yet he didn't have any idea himself how to run a farm, how to grow things. So that centralized management made it all fail. There were people that could make it work, but
He probably killed them.
yeah, he killed.
They had
he
glasses
definitely
on.
did kill them. Yeah.
You know, you read the letters from Pol Pot. They had kids that survived the Khmer Rouge and Pol Pot and all that. Well, that whole revolution that went on only killed about 3 million people. But you know, these were kids who they saw their parents killed. They were going after anybody that could read, anybody that had glasses, anybody that was educated. And if you were older, they got rid of you because those people knew what freedom was. And then they knew they could take the kids and brainwash them and turn them into work slaves. That's not freedom. That's not a utopian society that you think you're going to get. And that's what's going to happen when you go that route. That's what happens.
And that's why we have to worry so much about what they're doing in the colleges. In many cases, it's indoctrination and brainwashing, especially when it comes to freedom of speech, hate speech, all the isms that they're preaching to everyone. That's what's so concerning about what's going on in the colleges, because it is a way of social control. And they started early. They started K through 12 as well.
Right. It's getting earlier and earlier now. And now it's this whole thing with white privilege. And I actually took an African-American history class. I learned all about white privilege. I saw all of the advertising and stuff like that. There is a case for it. It's absolutely true. It's not just like this myth that's out there. But the way that it's being indoctrinated into the young people is that they are becoming racist themselves against white people. You even have white people hating themselves who are there for this, and I just think that's...
Those people are weak.
Don't be weak.
Don't be weak.
Don't be weak.
That's a saying that goes around here. Don't be weak.
Don't be weak.
That's mental weakness, not physical weakness. Mental weakness. Don't be weak.
Yeah.
Don't get pulled into these little these psychological games.
Right. And it is important to understand your history, to understand facts, to see what things are really going on so that you can have empathy and you can understand, so that when you do see these protests or, a lot of people getting upset saying Black Lives Matter, you can understand why that is happening. And, but don't allow yourself to get sucked in to the racial division that is a part of it. That's what we've been saying there.
I don't know. Let's turn this up.
Counterproductive. It's destructive. I mean, it gives people a voice, but if you walk around here and you listen to people carefully, everybody here on both sides has way more in common with each other than we have in common with the governments that lied to us.
Amen.
Yep.
There should be no border here. The 99% have to cooperate together to beat the 1%. We're all in the same boat.
Right.
We're being lied to by central government and central bankers. That's the issue.
Everybody, but this religion is a bad religion.
It's live.
This religion is a religion of lies.
Good thing you didn't know that first. Might have got nervous.
Yeah, when you guys got tear gas that night.
Yeah, I got shot right here with those rubber bullets.
So you tell me, if Islam has to be held monolithically responsible for all bombs, then if a drone goes into Yemen...
Cushmaster says, in the end, I say we douse the Middle East in DMT and let them settle their disputes then.
You know this.
Well, they're pretty much doing that. They're dropping weapons there and letting them kill each other.
They're DMT, not TNT.
They're
Big difference.
they're allowing them to clear
I don't
it out.
recall
and then they're gonna
MLK
swoop
showing
in.
up guns loaded and saying F whites.
Right, but that was back then. Apparently, you haven't seen a lot of the protests that have been going on now saying F whites and hammer and sickle and, who's that guy out there saying whites need to bow down, we're all going to die. I mean, it's changed. Now the racism has shifted. It is actively shifting. So yes, you're absolutely right. MLK was out there calling for peaceful protests. Things got violent, escalated, on the other side, and we're still seeing that today. But I mean,
Wow. When we started today, I had 155 followers. Now I'm up to 298, and I think
Dude almost has 300 followers on Twitter.
Two more.
He's really pumped about this.
No, I'm not really. It's
You
just
are
another.
pumped. It's your first day. You're new to the Twitterverse.
I wanted to build an account, so when I go to Bilderberg, I can.
Yeah.
Keep
Well, it is
people-
actually my favorite social network.
Oh, 299.
You know what's going on right when it's going on.
Yeah.
And the people there, they only got 150 characters, so.
You have to be really careful with your words.
Yeah, it helps you, be
Efficiency.
succinct.
Efficiency
Exactly.
is the efficiency at all costs. There's a great hippie that lives in South Austin that says efficiency at all costs.
So Gunnar Chamberlain, King Gunnar, I think he's saying, I think white privilege is rare. In today's economy, many of us white people have no privilege or pull in America. Myth to me. And that's exactly right. That's why a lot of white people are like pushing back, going, what white privilege? Nobody handed me anything. And so that's what it is. You're going to these classes in college and the university, and they're showing you how the history of it all. You're seeing the historical cartoons and the historical advertising and how black people were depicted in television and movies and elections and things. And how that's kind of still trickled through in our society. But you're absolutely right. Like, I didn't grow up. I mean, at least I don't feel that way, but,
Leanne, I've just been notified. Joe told me he got a text from Joe Biggs. He's being taken over to the other side. So hopefully we're going to have some interviews with people from the Muslim community.
Just when you thought we were going away.
There's a good quote here from George Orwell that was sent from Rant Reaper. He says, if liberty means anything at all, it means the right to tell people what they do not want to hear.
There you go.
Yeah.
I think that goes with the popular speech does not need to be protected.
That's right.
These are truths that are self-evident.
Christians and Jews.
Yeah.
You can't paint the whole.
Is he walking with that older gentleman that was talking earlier?
Yeah, I'm going to walk over here. He's going to get me on the other side, and we're going to go talk to some people on the other side.
All right. Stay in the light.
All right,
Stay
well,
light.
I gotta unplug this. I gotta unplug my earphones so I can keep the phone charging.
Yeah. Hey, Joe, why don't you do you want to stay live or do you want to take a little break or anything?
Yeah, that'd be nice to be able to get off this so I can
Yeah.
start filming, shoot some videos.
Well, yeah. Why don't you charge a little bit, and then when you get ready.